Good morning, my stamping friends. It is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with our weekly Facebook Live. It is Wednesday. I gotta look at the date. I should have checked that before I started. It is Wednesday, June. I don't even know the date today. June 30th, last day of June. I'm sorry, I already switched. I always am looking past me because my calendar is on the wall. And I already switched my calendar to July. So I just checked. I'm like, wait, that's not gonna work out so well. Anyway, so it's June 30th. If you're catching this on the replay, that's when this is happening live. So welcome to everybody that is watching today. I'll chat just a minute before I get started on today's project. I've got an adorable project using the Pansy patch stamp set and really focusing on the designer series paper because that is beautiful paper. Before we get started, I do want to thank all of you. I didn't post anything on my Stamp and Scrap page, but if I miss in this, and I'll tell you why I miss replying to you, basically is why I really want to talk about this, but our dog had a little incident with a neighbor dogs on Friday, so that kind of threw my schedule into a whirlwind all weekend, so we had to rush her to the vet. And so actually, if for some reason I just have to stop the video today, I'm home alone with her. I didn't realize when I planned things for the day that both kids are gone, so this is the first time she's been alone. She's just like right in the other room resting. But she had to have surgery on her jaw yesterday because it was fractured. She's doing very well, so thank you all that knew about the incident and have sent well wishes and even some cards and text messages, phone calls. We really appreciate that. So thank you all so much. And I do want to just tell you all, I maybe should have posted on Friday. This is what my daughter Allison said. She's a wise 14-year-old. On our way home, we were I don't know why we were talking about the Stampin' Ladies. I had to drop some orders off on our way back from the vet that I happened to just have in my car before this happened. And she said, Mom, you know what? If you put on Facebook to say a prayer for her, Melody would be healed, like told my stamp lady. So if I told all of you about it and said, hey, say a prayer for Melody, that she would be healed before this even happened because all you ladies just love those little dogs. So that's what she said. So thank you all for the well wishes for Melody. All right, so that's all I'm going to talk about here. I do want to get to the project because I know you're just going to love it. And we have lots to talk about today. So also, like, happy last day of our mini catalog. So I'm going to share with you is when I clear this off before, well, you know what? I'm going to share at the end. So if you want to watch to the end, I'm going to share some samples of a few of my favorite cards that are have supplies that are retiring that you might want to get before the catalog is retired. So all right, and lots of great things are carrying over from this catalog. So this is the January to June mini. Today's the last day to order from this catalog. There are some things that are sold out, just like if you go to a store on the last day of the sale, you know, that's the way it goes. But there's some really, really great things left. And a lot of them, 50% off, 40% off, really great savings. Okay, so look at these beautiful cards. I saw, oh, now I already gave it away. Although she might have saw them the other day during our Zoom bingo. So good morning. I saw Sharon is watching. I mailed off your kit this morning when I was out and about. Oh, there's my volume. Hold on. Okay. All right. Whoa, I'm all over the place today. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to get this to come up. I see it's there, but I'm not seeing any comments or anything, which that's okay. So do make sure that you're saying hello when you pop in here. Say good morning, where you're from, what you're up to today. Tell me what you think about the projects today. But anyways, okay, I don't even know where I was at, so I'm just going to get started. So this was my Pansy Petals class that I did yesterday for the people that were able to join live. And then I sent off the other kits this morning. So if you ordered a kit to go or you're picking one up, if you're picking it up, it's ready. It's out in the bin for you. Or if I mailed it, it mailed out this morning. And then I'll send the email later today. But look at how beautiful these cards are. So simple. Simple stamping is what I focused on here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this Pansy Petals. That is a mouthful. Pansy patch bundle. It's beautiful. It is one that intimidated me. But as you can see, these cards, you know, they're kind of simple stamping cards too. So this is a card I'm going to create with you for you today. So this is just a nice simple stamping card. I love that pale papaya. Before I get started on that one though, let's take a look at the designer series paper and talk a little bit about the fun that happens with that. And I want to share with you a card swap that I received. I see some of you popping on that made this card yesterday. So this is like a rerun for you. So I apologize if you are going to be bored with today's video because you guys have been there, done that, you've created already. But still play along, say hello, you could still win the prize patrol. All right, so look at this beautiful card. So now this is one that is a little bit more complicated. So this card is from Betty Wise Brick from St. Joseph, Minnesota. So what Betty did here is I'm going to hold it up nice and close. She used all these die cuts to create her pansies. And as you see, I used my star of the show was the designer series paper. You know, she's got it on here, but really her die cuts are where she put her focus, which is beautiful. So depending on your stamping style, if you're like me, you can still have success with this bundle with simple stamping by just the sentiments in the set are fabulous. So look at these sentiments, you know, you got some thank you, birthday, a hello, the love you much. So you just have lots and lots of stuff to do with this set. It's very versatile. At first glance, you might be intimidated by it, but as I was, that's why I wanted to say that. I was intimidated by it to start. A couple of these sheets of designer series paper are great. You can cut out the pansy from this sheet here. This is a 12 by 12 stack. And then you can also cut these leaves out, which is what I did for one of my cards. And then the coordinating, look at all those coordinating colors. So I use the pale papaya for my base. Let's get started. And then I sprinkled in some bumblebees. I thought that was pretty fun. And then of course my ribbon. So let's get started. Just 2 ink colors were used on today's card. I've got Evening Evergreen and Pale Papaya. And I'm gonna sprinkle all my pieces out and get started. That is my inside of my card. That's my sentiment. I hope I have my stamps. I sure do. I think I should not say that out loud. I was just gonna say, well, I already started saying it. Now I gotta say it. I said, I think I got everything here today. I think, but I don't have dimensionals. Okay, so I have glue dots. I've got my tape runner. All I have to grab is some dimensionals because every card needs to have a little dimension. Okay, so what do we got here? We got some beautiful designer series paper cut. And I'm gonna make both of these cards today. I'm gonna make one direction with this and one the other. I just pulled in the simple circle dies to cut out some circles. And then look at this. This is beautiful. Nice little touch here. I needed one more little pop of something. So I thought, let's bring out a punch. It had been a while. So I pulled in Label Me Fancy punch to punch out my Evening Evergreen. So just looking at this little display here makes me happy. So I really hope that you like this too. All right. And then, you know, I'm simple stamping, so I wasn't going to go too crazy with those die cuts. I mean, occasionally I really like to pop that out, but today and for a class when I was cutting for that many, you know, I didn't have time to cut and cut, but I still wanted to add that in because it's so pretty. So I'm going to go with that there. Okay, so I got all my pieces ready. So let's get to some stamping. All right, so we have got a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 cardstock in Pale Papaya. One of the most beautiful colors you'll ever see. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, it's no surprise, it's beautiful. Of course, it's from Stampin' Up. But this is one of our new in colors. It wasn't one that I thought would be my favorite, and I have went through like, I don't even know how many packages of this. I should keep track of that. That would be kind of fun to know. And then I scored it at 5 1/2, okay? So we got it again, 4 1/4 by 8, or 4 1/4 by 11. I am off. So I did it the opposite of what, you know, kind of the standard would be. And then scored it at 5 1/2. Okay, so there we go. We got our bases. So really there's not a ton of supplies in this. So you could make a lot of cards with this designer series paper. And you know, just some simple cardstock. So, you know, I didn't clean these off, so I'm gonna get my simple chamois. I wanna clean this off before I start. This stamp got used up yesterday. And you know what I have to share with you? I'm not going to share them today. There might be another Facebook Live this week as I'm looking in my room. I'll let you know, but I have got our cards and coffee. It's like our most I don't know, Cards and Coffee. I call it Stop to Stamp. If you were stamping with me in person before, you know, the whole COVID thing, it's like what my traditional card class was that we did at the event center or the cafe. So we had people here yesterday for that class too. We did like a little double. It was fun. So it was just, I went to bed so happy last night, and my spirit is high today after stamping with so many people yesterday. All right, so I'm gonna get my Pale Papaya. I'm gonna do tone on tone is where we're going here with this today. And this is one of those, some people have a hard time with this. I want to just like not overthink this part of it, okay? So I'm just gonna tap, tap real gentle and tone on tone. This is just to add a little background. And so it doesn't have to be anything fancy. See, I even kind of missed my little love there. That's okay. It's just a background. I missed it again. Let's do it right over the top of it. And it might not even show because our focus is gonna be here, but I just wanna sprinkle some of these on there. I'll do it on both. And then, so I'm gonna go in the right corner. I hope that yeah, you can see that. And then I'll go right on the left. Isn't that pretty? And you could, you know, you could put any sentiment back here. If, you know, you might love you much, depending on who you're giving it to. You know, of course you love all your friends and whatnot, but you might not want that on a card to some people. So you would maybe, you know, put just the happy birthday in the background. You could choose what you like, but I'm going to put love you much on both of mine. And I will save these for a nice special person. Or maybe one of my stamping friends. I love all my stamping friends. I could certainly give this to any of them. All right, here we are. Let's go here to the left side. And you could go crazy on this. You could do the whole background if you wanted to. I did this technique on one of the other cards too that I'll be excited to share with you, that I got from, that I cased from Donna Griffith, I think is, from Stampin' Up. She's like our DDM. She sent me a card a while back, like a long time ago, last November, and I just made it yesterday. So it was really fun. I cased Donna's card. All right, so that's the base there. So I'm done with my Pale Papaya ink. I can set that aside. And next I'm going to do my stamping, get that out of the way, and then we'll start assembly. All right, so I've got just this little strip. This was left over just from when I was cutting down my white, the inserts for the inside of my card. So just a little leftover scrap. I'm gonna use Evening Evergreen. Yesterday for class, I used Evening Evergreen. I should have had probably 5 Evening Evergreen stamp sets. I didn't know that I was gonna fall so in love with Evening Evergreen and use it on everything, but it really coordinates well with this. And okay, so I'm gonna go straight up, straight down. And I have the photopolymer, you'll notice, so I am using my Stampin' Pierce matte. That helps give a nice crisp stamped image. And I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna put the other one to the right so I can get both of them on my little strip here. I don't have everything. I only have my ribbon scissors. Can you believe that? So I lied, I was not quite ready. I will get a scissors and be right back. Well, I guess I didn't really lie. I admitted right after I said it that that was probably not true, that I had everything ready. There was no way in the world I would have every supply that I needed. In fact, the other day we were Zoom bingoing and stamping, and I lost my dimensionals after the first card. Of course, I had more, but then the whole time I was just, you know, kind of glancing around at my table and like, where could have those went? They're like, I didn't have a mess. Everything was fairly cleaned up. And, you know, like kind of like this, there wasn't much else. So it's like, where could they go? And I finished the video and we finished our event. Lo and behold, they were right below me on the floor. I just didn't look down. I looked left, I looked right, I looked behind me, but I didn't look down. So if you're missing something in your craft room, look down. Maybe that's where you'll find it. All right, so look at that nice script on that happy birthday. And let me see, where did I put those cards? And I also used it, you can see how this was from the succulent die. I use this all the time, my favorite die cut. It fit nice, that script looked very nice on there as well. Okay, so I'm gonna set my sample right behind me. Excuse my hands there. All right, so it is assembly time. So I have got 3 strips that I'm gonna put on my card. of designer series paper. And so this is where I'm going to do, so I know some people that do this. I'm not going to steal their idea altogether, but where you do like a this or that, like which one do you like? Do you like this one or this one? And 9 times out of 10, I like both and can never decide. So, you know, so we can do both. All right, so I'm going to do one with the designer series this way with, what color is that? So we've got Bumblebee on the back side here. So let's see if I can make this up properly and put the adhesive on all the right sheets. So this is another one of those, like, you just got to put it down. You got to put it down and trust that after the card comes together, you get all the pieces on there. It's going to look fabulous. All right, so then let's go this way. And so good morning to everybody that is watching. Thank you so much for popping in today. I really, really appreciate it. All right, and then I'm gonna go this way. So kind of like up, over, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Don't overthink that part of it. Okay, so that one I'll set aside. Now this one, let's put the flowers going up. Let's go with that. All right. So again, if you popped in late, you know, we had some incidences here with our puppy last Friday. So if I missed replying to you, if you sent me any messages on when this happened on Friday, I was just replying to emails and some messages from Thursday because we had that free shipping offer. And if you ordered that day, you're going to have your goodie bag will be on the way to you in the next couple of days. Your little product gift from me. And so, but if I didn't reply to you, please reach out to me today. Send me another email because it's possible that I missed it. I think I got everybody, but just in case I missed something, please reach out. I was not intentional. All right, so look at that. So I'm going to have a this or that. See which one we like. All right, and so let's set those aside a little bit here. I'm going to see, now that I think of it, I might want a silicone mat to adhere these little guys, little gals, little flowers. All right, so I'm going to flip them. And I'm going to dab just a little touch of liquid glue onto this. Now, if I was making a ton of these, let's see, this one's not coming out. There we go. Just had to squeeze it a little bit better. If I was making a lot of these, I maybe would put them on the adhesive sheets. That'd be nice. And you just have a nice sticker ready to go. But I didn't do that, so we'll use our liquid glue. Don't need a lot. And I will flip those onto my Pale Papaya Pansy. These line up quite nice. I'm at kind of a weird angle though, so I'm not right over the top. So we'll see if I can get it. Looks like I did, looks nice. And then I'll do the same over here. And then it's just a matter of building our card, which is super fun. We're gonna do a little zigzaggy ribbon. I'll show you how I do that. I know it's another one. This is the card that if you need to practice, you're not overthinking. This is the one you want to practice on, and it'll get easier. Trust me. It took me a little while to get into this kind of where you just kind of sporadically put things places, but I came around. I'm figuring it out. All right, so let's go. Okay, so I'm going to start with my pansy up here on the left. I'm going to put that right down. I'm just going to use dimensionals on a couple of the things today. Okay, that is working here. I will tell you, we were talking about this seal yesterday, and I will tell you that it works best on an absolute flat surface. So like after you've added dimensionals on, say, a label or something, it's probably best to use something else, is what I have found. Like this has a little bit of texture and dimension to it, so it's not like the most ideal. But I've practiced a lot with it, and so I know that I'm going to have success with it. And I'll put that other one here. And now this circle, it's just going to peek out. So now I need to make sure I put that side up here and then my floral side here. So that's what I love about designer series papers. And this one too, I'm just going to put right on there. Typically, if you take one piece of designer series paper and I want to leave it so that my center is open. If you take a piece of designer series paper, one side is one pattern and obviously the other side is another, and they match, they coordinate, they are meant to go together. So even if you look at it at first and go, oh, I don't think so, trust Stampin' Up! And know that they are gonna go together. All right, and let's do the same over on this side. And now we're gonna do that little zigzaggy ribbon with our pale papaya. I gotta look again. I have used so many spools of this. I should know this by heart, what the actual name is. Open weave ribbon. This is really nice ribbon to work with. And so what I'm gonna do to start, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna just kind of estimate how much I want, and then I can cut it down. I have got my, and then I can always trim it after I'm done. So now what I can do, I know that's the length that I want since I'm making 2 cards. All I have to do here, all right, is go like this. And now we have our 2 pieces ready to go. We're gonna use some glue dots here. You are definitely gonna want some glue dots for this part of the situation. All right, and so how are we gonna do this? I like to put a glue dot kind of at each turn. So let me see here. I'm really giving you a nice show of my arms. I have my organizing here got a little messed up, and my tool thing is on the left side today, and I usually have it on the right. I'm gonna have to move it back. I guess I wasn't thinking when I cleaned my island about videos. I was just trying to make it look pretty in here. All right, so let's go there. All right, and then I'm gonna go there. We're gonna pop a little glue dot under there, under here, under there. Okay, under where? Oh shoot, that was not I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, that's kind of a family joke. Allison used to laugh when we would say that. If you asked when she was little, if you'd ask where something was, she'd always say, underwear, and then she'd giggle because, you know, she was 3. All right, okay, and then let's pop that there, and then I'm gonna go back one more time and do the same thing. We'll do that on the other card as well before we add our Label Me Fancy little tag. So kind of a nice way to show too, this is, and then I can decide like if I want it, you know, this is gonna sit down a little bit more because after I put the labels and stuff on, but if it is popping up more than what you'd like that's a little more than I want. So what I'm gonna do is just pop another glue dot on there and that'll push it down. Okay, I'm gonna do the same over here. Okay, so anyways, the Label Me Fancy, kind of a nice way to show that you can use those label punches and, you know, dies and things like that as another accent on your card. You don't have to use it to put a sentiment on, you know, and that's kind of what we usually probably think is, you know, what kind of sentiment can I put on there? But you can really use those things for other, whoops, why am I not using my ribbon scissors? All right, here we go. I talk about my ribbon scissors about every week. So if you don't have a dedicated ribbon scissors, I highly recommend it. Get yourself a scissors, put yourself a little charm on it, and off you go. And I have had the same scissors, or paper snips, that's what we call it, right? Stampin' Up! Lingo, it would be a paper snips. I have had, and we do sell these little paper snips are fabulous. I love them. If you don't have one, or anyway, what am I talking about? Okay. Let's start that over. I've had this one since November. So if you don't have a dedicated ribbon scissors, you need to get one because it will never go dull if you're just using it on ribbon. Prior to me having, you know, put some ribbon on the end of it or put something on there where you know, washi tape, whatever you got, that tells you that is my ribbon scissors because I've had this since last November and never had a sharp in it. So, it was the first time I'd ever done that. In the past, I would think I'd have a dedicated one, but then I'd lose track of which one it was, and before you know it, they're all a little bit dull, you know, especially if you cut any glimmer paper or things like that. Those are really hard on like sharpness of things. Even a paper trimmer. So if you cut a lot of glimmer paper, I do have a separate, kind of an older paper trimmer actually, that I try to pull out if I'm cutting a lot of glimmer paper, that I pull out just for that because it doesn't fray the edges if the blade's a little dull. It still cuts just fine. So I'll save my blades for that sometimes. All right, and so look at that. I've got some little zigzag action going on there. All we gotta do is add our label and then a cute little bumblebee. And we'll add the center of our pansy. Okay, so this needs dimensionals. I am back to using my white, bigger dimensionals today. That's exciting news. I had ran out of these, so I'm happy to have them back in the stamp studio. I got a whole bunch of them now. I'm not running out for a while. Okay, I'm gonna pull those back sides off there. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go a little bit to the right of that flower, or the circle. There we go, and add the same one over here. So you see how this is gonna come together really nice. And initially, you know, it's hard to start thinking about, you know, making what did I call that? Just like a sporadic card, you know, whatever. Anyways, okay, we just have to finish this, and then I'm gonna pop in and show you. So this will finish today's project, but if you want to stick around, I just have, I don't know, not too many cards actually to share, but I just want to share a couple of cards that have supplies on them that are retiring after today. Okay, here we go. Add our happy birthday. Oh, I gotta put it, oh, I dropped it. I saw it fall, so I knew that it was on the floor. All right, let's take that off. And this card is beautiful just how it is, but let's just make it just a touch more beautiful and add a gilded gem, a gold gilded gem. I'm gonna do the biggest size to the center of our pansy. I don't know why I found this little tiny piece of 3 of these, so I'm gonna use the big one. I don't know where these came from. They were just floating around in here. I'll put the one single one up in my holder there. All right, so that looks great, but one more adorable little element that we can add. I'm gonna clear this off so you can just see how pretty this is all in one screen. And then I still need these glue dots to add this. If you don't have these yet, oh, they are so stunning. Add these to any card that has a flower on it, any card that doesn't have a flower on it. I mean, look at how cute those are. I was so in love with these. Oh my gosh, I think everybody else was too, because they were on back order a couple times. They might even be now again. So if they are, get your hands on them. If they're not orderable, order them the next time they come available, because they are awesome. I didn't order them in my pre-order. I don't even know, I must have not have some. And then I was trying to think of what I could add with this one. And this is what I came up with. And I put one of these on every single card that I made for this Pansy class. All right, I'm gonna just grab that. See, I'm just putting it on with a glue dot. That holds it in place. You don't need anything more than that. So there you have it. Here completes today's cards. I love them. I'm gonna pull in, so now look at this. How lucky am I that I made 2 today? So we got the this or that here. I actually really like this one too. So, I mean, they are equal to me, but I would love to see what you think. Do you like the floral background, or do you like the bumblebee background for this designer series paper here? I don't think I mentioned what size these were. So those little tiny strips behind there, great after, like if this would have been, this was actually the first card that I made for the class, but this is one of those great layouts, great to make after you've made a bunch of cards, maybe using the larger pieces of designer series paper, because you can use your scraps, your leftover scraps for this. And so these are, all these are a 1/2 inch. Let me see, is that what they are? I gotta check for you because I don't wanna tell you wrong, but I don't have a ruler, goodness. Okay, anyways, I will post the measurements in my second weekly email. I always send out a second email at usually the end of the week. But if I don't get to it, I'll put it in next week's tutorial Tuesday email. So if you got yesterday's email, I actually sent it twice because I missed a link on one of my class signups. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, since I missed sending out a second email on Saturday, is last week's project where you can see the measurements. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about there, if you're watching on Facebook now, go up to the top and join my VIP list is what I like to call it. I send you a free tutorial every single Tuesday, and then usually a follow-up email after the Facebook Live later in the week with the project measurements and anything else fun that's going on. So I believe these are like a 1/2 inch strip anyways by 3.5, but I'll post those measurements in that second email that I send out this week. So join that VIP list. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, it would be down in the first comments. So just join that and enjoy everything that Stamp and Scrap Tammy community has going on. and everybody is welcome to join that list. All right, so now we are done with that for the day, but I just have just a couple cards that I pulled out to share with you from our retiring catalog. So if you'd like to stick around and just take a quick look at those. The biggest one that I want to highlight, and like I said, I don't have too many left. I have sent out so many cards recently. In fact, I spent a couple hours last night just making cards because I am out of cards. Like, I have hardly anything to send. Somebody stopped by yesterday. They wanted to buy some cards, and I'm like, it's pretty slim pickings over there. Like, the cards that are left are like from way back. Like the first ones I ever made that, well, they're very pretty, but they maybe could, they don't really compare to, you know, the new ones. Anyways, you know how that goes. I'm sure we all have some of those. All right, so this is the biggest one to talk about. The Hey Chick is not going to be available after today. So the Hey Chick and the Hey Chick dies, today is the last day for those. Now, Hey Birthday Chick and those dies are carried over, but today is the last day to save 10% and bundle them. Okay, so don't miss out on that. If you don't have the Hey Chick and the dies, you want to get them today. Last day to get them. Don't be sorry that you don't have them, okay? So this is a beautiful card that we made with the Hey Chick, and I have got to show this card off. I don't know if I've showed this on one of my shares, but even if I did, it is worth a second look. So this is from my friend Gail Connolly. You guys all know Gail. Crazy cool Stampin' Gail. Let's call her that today. I'm always coming up with new names for Gail. All right, so look at this. So this is just pretty like it is, right? And then I think she's got like every element from the dies. And not every, but she's got a lot of them. So she layered up the happy birthday. And then let's go here. Look at that. Look at that fun card. So if you don't have this little guy or gal, you are going to want to get that today. So anyways, that's your public service announcement for the day. Last day to get the Hey Chick stuff is June 30th, 2021. So don't miss out on that. Don't be sorry that you didn't get it, and then see this card later on in life and go, oh, I want to make that, and it's going to be too late. Okay. All right. And then this was a spring card. This is great. So this, the wreath stuff is retired, but this little lamb, today's the last day that you can get that one. And then the last card I had to share, can you believe this? I mean, I know I have got to probably have more of these cards around, but really, you know, I do have one more. I can share with you. All right. And then I have this one here. I love this bouquet stuff. It was beautiful. The dies are great. It was one of our, I think this one is one where the inside is decorated up all fancy too, but I love it. Okay, here we go. Yep, I did the whole inside there. So really pretty stuff going on there. And I have one more to share with some designer series paper. Actually, I have two. I just saw another one. All right, so this is using the fine art floral paper. It is still available. So here we are. So this is the fine art floral. This is the background. This is actually the card that I was talking about that I cased from Donna Griffith. So she gave me, I don't have it here, do I? I don't have the original card. Oh, I do. It was over on the right. All right, so this is the original card that I got from her. And I didn't have this stamp set, so I decided to use a different one and take a look at that. So this is where I did kind of the little messy stuff back here. I just stamped it a whole bunch of times and made a beautiful thank you card. So I love casing cards when I'm looking for a new idea and just switching out the stamp or just switching it just a little bit. And, you know, I typically have success when I do that. All right. And so then this is a beautiful fine art floral paper. The acetate, I know that that's on sale. I believe it's almost half off. So some beautiful elements there. And so that's all I have to share with you for the cards that are retiring, but this is the catalog that is going to be retiring after today. And some of these things did carry over into our new catalog, but might not be bundle priced. So if you want to save 10% on some of these bundles or, you know, get them before they're gone, you know, today's the day. But there's always tomorrow for the annual catalog too. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I really am hoping to come back to you with another live this week to show off those cards we made at card class yesterday. because they were stunning. So I'm hoping to bring another live to you this week sometime. I will let you know on the day and time, probably Friday sometime, but I'll announce the time in the morning. Let me bring in my Pansy cards one more time as we wrap it up. And I will look if there's any comments. It looked like there was a whole bunch of you watching today. I really appreciate it. Prize Patrol. What am I giving away today? Well, I forgot to talk about that. What should I give away today? Well, I think the answer is pretty darn obvious of what I should give away. So let's just tell you. Let's tell you about what I'm giving away today. The winner of last week's Prize Patrol, I do have that listed in the comments, or not in the comments, I didn't comment yet, up in the original posting. And here we go, look at those. This just makes me so happy to look at all of these Pansy cards in one little screen. Okay. I don't have them like lined up very well, but I want them all in there. You know, obviously, maybe I need to make 3 more of the other ones too. This was really one of my favorites, with just a designer series, simple little stamp in the bumblebee. Okay, what am I giving away? I'm going to give away these. Let's give away some bumblebee elements. So take part in today's video. You know what to do. You tell me what you like, what you think about the cards today. Say something in the comments. Give me a like. Make sure you like my Facebook page too and follow. That'd be great. All right, and then you got a chance to win these little guys. So anyways, I'm going to end it there as I'm just rambling along. And I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day. And let's just talk back on Friday with those other cards for the week. I'll let you know in the morning what time I will be coming to you live on Friday. All right, everybody, take care. Have a fabulous day.